Welcome to Trending Now USA. I'm Bella, and today we bring you a story that made tennis history, a breakthrough moment that will echo across the Philippines and the global sporting world. Alexandra Eala has officially become the first woman from the Philippines to win a Grand Slam main draw match, a victory that came in spectacular, dramatic, and yes, controversial fashion. Because when the lights were brightest and the stakes couldn't be higher, Eala got a little help from modern technology, a crucial video review that turned the tide and helped make her historic triumph possible. So let's take you inside that unforgettable match, the emotion, the chaos, the pride, and the lasting legacy of this stunning night in New York City. It all unfolded under the buzzing lights of Flushing Meadows during the US Open 2025. The crowd was electric, part global audience, part Filipino diaspora, part curious tennis fans drawn by the energy surrounding this fearless teenager from Manila. Her opponent, Clara Tauson, the 14th seed from Denmark. A powerful baseline hitter, seasoned, confident, and heavily favored. But Eala wasn't here for a cameo. From the first game, she radiated intent. Her footwork was sharp, her eyes locked in, her strokes laced with quiet fury. She played like a woman who had been waiting her whole life for this moment, because, in truth, she had. When Eala took the first set 6-3, breaking Tauson twice and closing with a backhand winner, you could feel the tension ripple through the stadium. The crowd sensed history in the making. The Philippine flags in the stands waved proudly. Chants of "Let's go, Alex" filled the night air. But in the world of tennis, momentum is fickle, and champions respond. The comeback and the crisis. In the second set, Tauson regrouped, showing why she's a top 20 player. Her first serves clicked, her timing sharpened, and she began dictating rallies. Eala's energy dipped slightly and Tauson seized control, winning 6-2. All even. One set apiece. As the final set began, Eala seemed to steady herself. But soon, Tauson surged again. She raced ahead 5-1, one game away from victory. For most, that would be the end. For Eala, it was the beginning of something extraordinary. At 5-2, Tauson served for the match. And that's when everything changed. The shot that changed tennis history. On a crucial rally, Eala fired a forehand down the line. The ball skimmed near the net, close enough to question whether it had touched twice. Tauson immediately stopped, raising her hand to challenge. The chair umpire called for a video review, one of the new systems introduced at the US Open for disputed net calls. The slow-motion replay rolled on the stadium's giant screens. The crowd leaned in, holding their breath. The replay showed, barely, that the ball cleared the net cleanly. It was good. The point stood. Eala clenched her fist. Tauson protested the decision. Her coach shook his head in disbelief. But the call was final. That one moment, that sliver of video evidence shifted everything. Eala broke Tauson's serve, saving match point. Then she held serve, then broke again. In a matter of minutes, 1-5 became 5-5. The energy inside Arthur Ashe Stadium had flipped. The underdog was roaring back to life. The tiebreak thriller. By the time the final set tiebreak began, the entire crowd, Americans, Filipinos, and neutrals alike, were on their feet. Every point was met with gasps and cheers. Eala saved 3 more match points. Tauson saved 2 of her own. At 12-11, Eala stood at match point for the first time. Tauson sent a return long. Game, set history. The 19-year-old from the Philippines collapsed onto the court, tears streaming down her face. She covered her mouth in disbelief, then lifted her arms skyward. She had done it. The first ever. With that victory, 6-3, 2-6, 7-6, 13-11, Eala became the first woman from the Philippines in the Open era to win a match in a Grand Slam main draw. It was a victory not just for her, but for an entire country that had never seen one of its own rise this high on tennis's biggest stage. In her post-match interview, Eala's voice trembled as she spoke through tears. "I'm so proud to represent my country. This win means everything to me. I know so many Filipinos stayed up late to watch. This is for them. I can't even describe how much their support means. She paused, clutching the Philippine flag someone tossed from the stands. I didn't win alone. I felt all of them with me tonight. The controversy. Of course, not everyone left happy. Tauson later voiced her frustration about the video review, calling it a questionable call that changed the match. In her post-match conference, she said, "That shot was clearly off the net twice. Everyone saw it. The review system still isn't perfect. I think that point changed everything." Her coach agreed, saying the delay disrupted Tauson's rhythm and gave Eala time to refocus. But tennis rules are clear. The video review system is conclusive, and the umpire's decision stands. In many ways, that single moment captured the beauty and cruelty of modern tennis, a sport where technology and fate often intersect, where millimeters can define legacies. What this means for Philippine sports. For the Philippines, this is a watershed moment. Tennis has long lived in the shadows of basketball, boxing, and volleyball. But now, a young woman has changed that narrative. Eala's victory sent shockwaves through her homeland. In Manila, fans crowded malls and cafes to watch the replay. Schools held impromptu celebrations. On social media, #Eala History trended for 48 hours straight. The Philippine Sports Commission called it a national moment of pride. The Department of Foreign Affairs even shared her victory post, calling her an ambassador of excellence. Filipino sports icons like Manny Pacquiao, Hidilyn Diaz, and EJ Obaina congratulated her online, calling her the dawn of a new era. It's more than symbolism, it's hope. For decades, young Filipino athletes lacked a clear path in tennis. Eala's win will likely inspire funding, academies, and renewed grassroots support. A decade in the making. Eala's journey to this moment began long before she stepped onto that court. At 12, she left home to train at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Spain. There, she built her game on clay, developed her composure, and modeled her mentality after champions. By 17, she had already won 2 junior Grand Slam doubles titles at the Australian Open and French Open. Her climb through the ITF and WTA circuits was slow but steady. She collected challenger titles, upset top 50 players, and gained global respect. This win, however, transcends all those earlier milestones. It's the kind that defines a career. Her idol, Rafael Nadal, even posted a congratulatory message on social media. "Incredible fight and spirit, Alex. Very proud to see your progress. Keep going. This is just the start." What makes her special? Eala's game combines intensity and intelligence. She doesn't overpower opponents, she outthinks them. Her left-handed spin creates awkward angles, her anticipation is sharp, and her fighting spirit is unshakable. But perhaps her greatest strength is her mindset. She's calm under pressure, grounded, and deeply aware of her role as a pioneer. In an earlier interview this year, she said, "I want to show that Filipinos belong in world tennis. I know it's hard. We come from a small tennis community, but every time I play for more than myself." That's what we saw in New York. Not just an athlete, but an ambassador of belief. What's next? After the win, Eala advanced to the second round, where she's expected to face either Cristina Buxa or Claire Liu. Her ranking, projected to rise into the top 70, will make her eligible for direct entry into future majors. No more wildcards, no more qualifiers. Her team plans to continue focusing on building endurance and tactical variety, crucial for surviving the brutal best-of-3 formats on tour. And if she continues this trajectory, she could become Asia's next great tennis star, alongside Naomi Osaka and Zheng Qinwen. More than just a match. When history looks back at this night, it won't be remembered simply as a tennis score or a disputed call. It will be remembered as the moment the Philippines broke into the global tennis conversation, through grit, grace, and guts. It will be remembered as the night a young woman proved that where you come from doesn't define how far you can go. The video review may have helped her once, but make no mistake, it was Eala's heart, not technology, that won that match. And for millions of Filipinos watching from halfway across the world, That heart is what made this victory unforgettable.